Okay, today's video is going to be on how to do edging. Specifically this break stitch, which would be 2 on the side, 1 down the central spine or whatever you're doing, and 1 on the end, or 2 on the end. As you see, the 2 on the end are stacked up going all the way around, and the 1 is just intertwined between the 2, locking them both together. So this is what it was before, and with the edging. So this is what I'm using. I'm using size 13 beads at a spacing of just shy of, what is that, 3/16? 3/16 of an inch on 13s. Might do a 8 if you're doing 11s. 1/8 inch space all around, just to get this effect on it. But I'll be using 13s today and seeing how it goes. Well, that's how it goes. But we're gonna do it and I'll show you how it's done. So first and foremost, since I need the beads, I have one here on a Pringles cap, Pringles lid. It's just easier for me to have in this area. I'm not used to using a triangle plate or individual bowls. So right now I'm just tying my string and the knot to the end of it, cutting my knots. I'm only using one, not using double string because of the size needle and thread. It won't fit through 4, because you're going to be passing through the beads twice, and if you're doing it with 4 strands, the hole kind of gets tight and you end up breaking and cracking beads. And doing this, you don't want to be cracking beads because then you gotta be pulling it apart and going over and over again. So with the 11s, yeah, you can get away with it using having it doubled up and running 4 strings through it. But with smaller beads, you're gonna have to only go through with 1 string, not double like that. So I'm not starting from the top. I was going to, but the way I started this is I start from the side, central point being here. So that's what I want to do. I always run my pieces, my string between the backing and the front fabric stabilizer, just so that I can flip it over and hide my knot, so then you don't see knot on the side or in the middle. And then I run it through center. Let's do a little zoom on this. Okay, so I run through the center, pull through. Since I know there's 5 beads here, I put my 5 beads, which will be 2 black, 1 turquoise, and 2 black. Then I'll run that back through the center, because I'll be running through the center about 3 times. There we go. So we'll go over just like a regular wrap. And then once you have gone through, you have all your beads, it looks nice, it's tightening down. What I want to do now, actually let me zoom out a little bit. There we go. See, that helps. Is run it through the back 2 beads. Just the back 2, and then you're gonna add 1 turquoise bead and back down through the front 2. And when you pull it, you should kind of separate the 2 on top As you can see, kind of separates it. Sometimes they'll be stacked on each other and make it look like they're jumbled up, but that's okay, because once you do the next step, it'll help separate it and keep everything aligned. So you want to put it through the center again, put this a little off. See how it is a little off there? It's going through the center, it's a little off, and it's a downward angle, just slightly. Push through and pull. So now you want to do your double stack black, or in this case it's going to be, because I did double stack black here, now I'm going to do the turquoise and black, because I'm trying to follow this pattern here below it. So turquoise at the bottom and black on top, through the turquoise, the second turquoise you added on top. Run that through, go across, hold it down, because it tends to wobble if you pull, because you don't want to be pulling too tight just yet, because it'll throw everything off. So black, and then that turquoise at the bottom. I mean, always try to have your hands somewhere right there, and just estimate roughly between off to the side, not too close this way, but not too far out away from your last stitch, and just go through roughly where your other stitch went through. So pull it through, pull it tight, and it should line up, and that back part should line up. Hold it and then go through the last two beads you put in the back, because then you want to add your third turquoise bead to the top, because that's getting you ready for the next two beads that are going in. So the top bead, whatever color you're going to add, in my case it's turquoise, will always set up for your next set of beads that you're going through. If you're doing this double stack, 2 in front, 2 in back, you can have 3 in front, 3 in the back, or you can have 2 on the side, 2 on top, and 2 in the back. It all depends on how thick your piece is and how you want the effect to look. So once you go through, tighten it down, it'll start going through and giving you your look. And you can push this back and have it line up the way you want it to. And then now I just need my black 2, going through that last turquoise you just set in, pull through, hold down, another 2 black, and then go just the space in between, push through. My needle's bent, it looks funky, but I've been using it for a long time. Pull, 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 and there it is. Then through the back 2, then you're gonna set up for the next set. I have 1 turquoise through the front 2. You just place, pull, and then you can tighten down. I mean, then you can tighten down is once you get that top one in, because then you're pulling everything good. You're not trying to pull just you're pulling on both strings that are set. If you're only pulling on one, it's kind of, I don't know how to explain it. Once you get the top one set, it's easier to pull and tighten, because then it's tightening this one and that one. So let's do the next one. 1, 2, go through, add the 2, hold the 2 black, Go through again. Push. You don't want to be too low on your pushing down. You want to have too much of an angle when you're trying to set through, because that'll throw you off. So if you're too high, then it's going to want to push your beads up on back. So there's a slight balancing act on where you want to set your beads. Okay, so now I need to add one here, so I can go through the top turquoise, or not top, the two back to add the one turquoise on the rib, or the spine, or whichever you want to call it. And like that. I mean, once you get it, it's a rhythm. But once you go through and then tighten it down, just go align with your beads here, the outside edge, and push through, and I'll have it set through your next row. Have it set for your next row. And I'll help space it in. Not have your beads look so bunched up. So now I need my turquoise and my black. Two and into that center, but it's just a constant flow. It's kind of Zen mode I'd be in, and just really relax and pay really close attention, because once you do make a mistake, you have to pull this out and pull these two beads out, and the top bead out. The string usually tends to as you're going through like this, the string likes to go, our needle likes to go through the string that's already there. So if we try to go pull it apart, the string likes to be intertwined in each other, so it's kind of difficult to pull apart at times. Can be done, trust me. It's just a hassle. So just pay really close attention to what you're doing and where your beads are and what your beading pattern is. I mean, for me that's pretty simple, but that's me, because my pattern's already set on the inside. I'm just following it through and just expanding out. But sometimes it might not be so simple, and you want to do something more extreme. And since you know how it is, you can actually probably draw it out, because you know that you have two beads, right? Oops, sorry. You have two beads for the front. Then you have your top bead. So you can just draw it from the front how you want it to look. Okay. And then center. Okay, just do that. Then you can just fill out whatever you want to checkerboard it. So you can have it black, white with the red spine, which will look really nice on this. Or I can do just like solid colors of one row black, and then checkerboard these colors. So red, maroon, then maroon, red, then you can switch it with orange, red, I don't know, then red, orange, and then yellow, orange. So this pattern can go back and forth. There's many patterns you can do, even with this too. If you do like the actual brick where you set it off side to side, and then you got a plan for each color going whichever direction you're running. But I find this way a little more simple. It's a little more easy to do for first time, because it's only basically 3 colors, 3 beads you're working with. Your double stack, your spine, single bead, then your double again. So, then I was lucky enough to have all these markings on mine because of my paper. This is a big one. But this will help me indicate where I can start and stop all my designs, all my colors. So that's a big help. I did cut a little bit off the edge, so then the paper is not really shown when I sew it through. So that's what I have so far. I'll come back, so then I'll start the video again later on when I'm completed this and I'm sewing back into itself and show you how it's done. So I'll be back shortly.